Have you ever wondered, why is my Boston Terrier eating grass? I've been curious about this too, and from time to time, Bella will eat grass. So I decided to bring on a veterinarian to discuss, why do Boston Terriers start eating grass randomly? I also get additional answers to questions like, is it harmful? Should you actually stop your Boston Terrier from eating grass? So be sure to stay to the end, just so the next time that you take your dog outside and it starts eating grass, you have all the information you know to help keep them safe. Coming up. Hey everybody, welcome to the Boston Terrier Society YouTube channel. Consider subscribing if you're someone who wants to learn more about the breed, learn what it's like to be an owner, hear expert interviews like the one today, or connect with other Boston Terrier lovers just like yourself. I'm Donnie Gardner, the founder of BostonTerrierSociety.com. Over there is Bella, my Boston of over a decade, and she's in her normal sunspot. And today what I want to do, if you're like me, and your Boston does something weird, maybe they eat their own poop, maybe they're kicking grass up every time they poop, or in this case, they're actually eating the grass, well, you want to know the answer. Like, why are they actually doing this? So Bella doesn't eat grass often, but she does it a few times a year. And every time she does it, I'm like, why is she doing this? So I wanted to go ahead and bring on veterinarian Dr. Addie Reinhardt, just to ask her some questions, as far as, why do Boston Terriers just eat grass randomly in the first place? Will it hurt them? Should we actually stop our Boston from eating grass? As well as some other questions. Now, be sure to check the show notes below, because if you do have a specific question, you can just go to it and it'll hop you to the answer in the actual video. I've also included some additional resources down in the show notes for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the show. Hey, Dr. Reinhardt, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks, Donnie, for having me again on the Boston Terrier Society YouTube channel. I'm looking forward to speaking with you about grass eating and Boston Terriers.
Now, Bella here, she'll eat grass from time to time, and it's pretty much with all dogs, you see them eating grass and everything, but I just want to know specifically, what are some reasons some Boston Terriers will actually start munching on some grass?
So if your Boston's eating grass, this doesn't automatically mean that they're sick. So in one study, about 90% of pet owners reported that their dog never was sick or anything like that before they started eating grass. And 80% of dogs didn't vomit after eating grass. So that being said, there are 4 main reasons why your Boston might be eating grass. 1, they might just like the taste of grass. So some Bostons eat grass because they like the taste of it. They eat it because they enjoy the flavor, and they've kind of developed this habit over time. The second reason that a Boston Terrier might eat grass is because this is actually a pretty normal dog behavior. So one study found that 79% of dogs eat grass or some other type of plant material. Grass eating's very common among dogs, which suggests that this is probably a normal behavior. Plant eating may have been acquired through genetics and evolution. So studies have shown that wolves also actually ingest grass regularly. And one possible explanation of why they might do this is because it might be the wolves' way of getting rid of intestinal parasites. The third reason your Boston might be eating grass is because they're nauseous. So my own dog actually eats grass when her stomach is all gurgly and she's feeling a little nauseous. She never seems to eat grass any other time. And I've heard a lot of similar stories from other dog owners who bring their pets to me at the vet clinic. So often, if their dog has been throwing up or nauseous, the owners will also report that their dog has been eating grass. That might be one reason why your Boston Terrier is eating grass, is because maybe their stomach doesn't feel very good. This is especially true if your Boston has been having any other GI symptoms like diarrhea or upset stomach. The fourth reason your Boston Terrier might be eating grass is because they're bored. So especially in younger Boston Terriers, they might just eat grass because they don't really have much better to do.
Okay, well, my next big question, will eating grass actually harm my Boston?
So eating grass typically won't hurt your Boston Terrier. That being said, if your yard has been recently treated with pesticides or fertilizers and your dog eats that grass, that could actually harm your dog. Also, pay close attention to if there's any toxic plants or flowers in your yard, and make sure your Boston Terrier is not eating any of those, because those can also harm your dog. One type of plant that's particularly dangerous is called foxtails. So this plant has these small barbed little seeds that may cause damage to your dog's throat, stomach, and intestinal tract if ingested. So if you have foxtails in your yard, I recommend that you remove them so your dog can't ingest them.
Now, another thing that I've seen online is, dogs that eat grass, it says that they're missing some sort of nutrients. Just in your professional opinion, if a Boston Terrier is eating grass, are they missing some sort of nutrients in their body?
Your dog probably is not missing any nutrients if they're eating grass. So most dogs eat grass because that's just a normal dog behavior, and maybe because their stomach is a little upset, but mostly because it's just normal for dogs to do. So dogs that regularly eat grass probably just do it because of that normal evolutionary behavior. That being said, there has been a few rare reported cases where dogs supplemented with fiber may stop eating grass. So if you're interested in potentially trying a fiber supplement, I would recommend speaking with your veterinarian to see if this could be a potential option for your dog.
Now, another common thing that I see is, my dog's eating grass because it needs to throw up, because its stomach is upset or something. Once again, is this something that happens? Like, will a Boston Terrier eat grass just to throw up?
So it may be true that your Boston Terrier is just eating grass to throw up. Like I said before, the majority of the time, dogs are not having an upset stomach, and they eat grass just because that's what dogs do. But when they do eat grass and then vomit, this might be a mechanism to kind of rid their stomach of harmful substances. So while it's not the most common reason that your Boston Terrier is eating grass, it is a possibility.
Okay. Well, as far as Bella here and just Bostons in general, should we stop them when they are eating grass?
In general, if your dog is eating grass, there's not really any reason to stop them because it is a normal dog behavior. That being said, there is a few instances where you should not allow your dog to eat grass and plants. So one, if the grass has been treated with pesticides or fertilizers. These products can be harmful to dogs, so you should not let your dog eat grass if the yard has been recently treated. If there is toxic plants in your yard, you should not let your dog eat those, and especially if there are foxtails, because these can cause extreme damage to the throat and intestinal tract of your dog.
Okay, well, this is great. I really appreciate all the information you provided, and I think it's going to help a lot of people. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you again, Donnie, for having me on the Boston Terrier Society YouTube channel. It's been great talking with you.
Okay, I hope you got a lot out of that video. Now, once again, eating grass is not necessarily harmful to your Boston Terrier. You will want to watch out for some things like if pesticides have just been put on the grass, or if you have poisonous plants, in your yard. Now, I know you probably don't know which poison or which plant is poisonous, just like I don't know. But what's cool is the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals actually has this huge list on their website. It has over 1,000 plant types, and it's all listed in alphabetical order. If you check the show notes below, I have a link to that article. Once again, it has over 1,000 plants. So just find out whichever plant you have in your yard, look it up, just so if your Boston Terrier happens to be eating some of it, you know that it's not going to harm your dog. The other cool thing that it has on the website, it actually has a phone number to animal poison control. If your Boston runs into something, you can just jot that number down and just save it in your phone, so you can always call somebody if you think your Boston's been poisoned by either a plant or some other thing. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel just so you can get the latest from Boston Terrier Society. And the next video that I think you'd be interested in, it's actually another video I've done with Dr. Reinhardt, and you can check it out here, but it's about Boston Terriers kicking grass and why they do it after they poop, or you can watch one of my latest videos here. Otherwise, until next time, life is better with a Boston.